You're listening to, or hopefully watching, Breaking Free Speech, the skate park podcast of Breaking Free Skate Park. You know me. I'm Dave. You can call me Narwrench. This is part 2 of the history of breaking free. Where we left off last time is I knocked my teeth out. I was getting a little no longer content being in New Jersey at the bike shop I was working at. We talked about the photos. So we're going to pick back up here in, as this shows, 2012. So throughout 2012, I'm going to let the video play for a little bit as I talk about it. I was kind of jumping around between crews, you know. Some of my buddies in the Breaking Free crew rode. I'd meet up with some of the LFS guys. Like, I kind of was just like sprinkling around with this crew, with that crew, trying to shoot some photos, as we talked about. And this, you know, was just all the footage I filmed in that year. Didn't really intend to do a full section, but this is what it ended up being. A lot of these clips were filmed on a road trip to Austin, Texas. That's a rail in Nashville. Not Nashville, Memphis. Same state, wrong city. That's some Austin, Texas clips. So pretty cool stuff there. Just a lot more like BMX lifestyle in the 2012, 2013. That's my buddy Brett. Great dude. I'm going to skip to the end of this video and we're going to move along because we got a lot to get around. I have a lot of clips in this video I'm really happy about. So we'll go to about here. This sweet double peg around a rail. Awesome. Like to see it. Backwards crook, backwards peg, hop over fakie. That's really cool. Not a lot of people did that kind of stuff then. Always Jersey barrier clips in my section, so I love Jersey barriers. And here we go. Hard 180, backwards Smith, switch 180, manual switch 180. Highly technical, super pumped. Love that trick. I did it second try. Doesn't make any sense. Let's move along. There's one other video I would reference here. This was in... I'll link this in the description. This is a cool little video we made one night. We just grind box and access to this warehouse, and me and my buddy Daroba made this little video. This video is not included in the Breaking Free 7 major video projects because we just filmed this on one night. But this is just a fun little guy, kind of me trying to be artsy and whatnot. Kind of wish it was better quality, but this is what it is. I could go back on my computer and find it and upload it in better quality, but you know, is what it is. Good times. Moving along from there, we're going to get into 2013 BMX Mixtape 5. This will be the 5th major project of Breaking Free. This one is actually kind of interesting because it bridges the gap between my tenure in New Jersey and my move to Rochester. So it starts here, it ends there. So a lot of the first section here, as you can see in the background there, that's Philadelphia. So the first one-third of this video is Philly. It is a mixtape, so for some of you younger guys that don't know that, back in the day you had DVDs, and the DVD full video would have everyone had a section for the most part, and a mixtape was generally understood to be a little bit shorter in format, and it would have all mixes, right? It wasn't just section, it would be like a road trip video, or like just more of a, like it says, like a mixtape. Same way you'd make a mixtape when you burned a DVD or something, if you kids remember. Sorry, when you burned a CD. So this has a lot of really cool stuff in it, just a lot of Jersey, the whole first section of it. It's kind of just clips sprinkled all over Jersey, Philly, North Jersey, just ton of stuff. Awesome. Eventually we get into some Rochester stuff. There was one clip I wanted to highlight here because this is something I always wanted to do in a video. Was film a clip on a skateboard and do this. Sorry, it's next clip. Shove it, and then get the clip of the rider. So there's my fakie shove it on the board, a couple pushes, and then here's the rider, Matt Smith, getting the clip. Dude, so sick. I wanted to do that for so long, and I finally did that. So shout out to Matt Smith for letting that happen. In this video, I actually have a section. So I have a bunch of clips mixed in with everyone else, and then a whole section of when I moved to Rochester. So this is 100% Rochester footage. I'm riding to an H-Devil song, which is a dude I know who raps. He's sick. Yeah, I always love this clip. This Smith popping under the Susie B bridge. It was so easy to get footage when you move to a new city. There's all these new spots, all these new setups. So when I moved to Rochester, I just had so much content. And I was thankful to have a great scene here and people to film with. So there's some cool stuff here. This peg drop ice is sick. It's cool. I didn't take all the glory here, though. I had the last section, but at the end, there's a few clips of other people. And this video ends with my buddy Cork here. Cork is the dude. Little, pedal feeble thing. That's in Buffalo. So sick. Shout out to the homies. Breaking Free 2013 mixtape. Mixtape number 5. Awesome. So from there, we move into the Roc Bottom era. This was a real video, a real deal video. I still have copies of it in the plastic. So I did the whole thing. You got the front, the back, I did all the artwork. You see the DVD itself is printed. It is incredible. It was a big undertaking. This was all posted through Dig BMX, and I had this short article I was fortunate enough to kind of write to go with it. So I'm going to read a little bit of that. This is posted on October 28, 2015. Welcome to the Roc Bottom, Dave Raffa. So this will touch base a little bit on what I was describing earlier, but I'm going to read it to you because, why not? In these days of Insta edits and straight-to-web content, the DVD has surely seen a decline. The internet may have also taken its toll on the scene video, a once common medium for BMX content that is seldom seen today. The crew video is a similar creature, but I'm not entirely convinced that they are one and the same. A scene video is more of a documentation of a scene rather than a showcase of a rider's skill. It is to capture the vibes and energy of the riders involved rather than to advertise their potential. Videos like these should motivate you to get out and go ride your bike. It may not be jaw-dropping. You may have never heard of these people. You may never again hear of them, but that's no worry to me. This video is tended to be watched in its entirety with a bunch of your buddies. You should walk away saying, I want to go ride, or I want to ride Rochester, and you should go do one of those things. Rochester is a great city filled with great people, great businesses, great food, and a great BMX scene. End spots. That's why I moved here 2 springs ago. It didn't take long to assimilate into the scene. I was managing a local indoor skate park called RASP, and that's where the origins of this video began. So most people I met in the BMX community, I met at the skate park. There's a little more stuff that goes in here of me talking about the video. If there's anything noteworthy. Actually, this is noteworthy. Originally, the video was planned to be called Welcome to the Rock. It was renamed Roc Bottom after a handful of misfortunes and bad luck skewed what was initially envisioned. Nevertheless, Roc Bottom has been the most work behind the computer I've ever put into a project. From filming to artwork to DVD authoring, it was a truly encompassing task. My goal was to create a video that reflected the Rochester BMX scene. Although that isn't completely what I ended up with, I believe it captures what strongly depicts Rochester and a good chunk of its riding scene. A crowd-funded campaign was created as a pseudo pre-ordering of the DVD. Shirts and stickers were available, as well as package deals. I absolutely could not have accomplished this without the generosity of everyone who backed me, and I am eternally grateful. So basically what I did is I made shirts, I made stickers, I made DVDs, and we ran an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign where basically you could buy a shirt, a sticker, a DVD, and it was acted as a pre-order, which gave me the money to print, the whatever it was, 100 or DVDs I had made or whatever. There's a little more information here about, I filmed it on the DVX 100, which is actually right here beside me. This is a sick camera. It was like the Sony equivalent. No, sorry, it was the Panasonic equivalent to the Sony VX. Superior camera, in my opinion.
Respecting the natural beauty of the
So
Genesee
each section of the video has these audio clips that were taken from a 1963 film called Rochester, A City of Quality. That's a video made by RG&E. That's actually on YouTube. I'll link to that in the description as well. And so everything in this video is Rochester themed, right? The graphics came from this Rochester City of Quality video. Almost all the music in the video has some tie to Rochester in one way or another. It is just filled with little bits and pieces. A lot of stuff that no one will ever notice. One thing I did in this video that you can't really notice unless you wear headphones is I went through and tweaked all the audio left to right. So like in this clip, I'm coming from the left, going from the right. It will actually fade from this speaker to this speaker. Literally no one will notice this, but I like it. You know, any clip like this where the writing's on the right side of the camera, the audio is favored to one side. Just little things. Yeah. The last thing I want to touch base on is this video was called Roc Bottom because there was a lot of misfortunes that happened during the video. I actually ended up not being super happy in Rochester for a lot of reasons. Those I'm not going to get into. And in fact, even my job at RASP ended at a certain point, so that wasn't great. Cork, who was in this video, he had a health issue, Crohn's disease, you know. Nick was dealing with a neck issue. John had his bike stolen during it. And Matt Smith in the intro section, he worked for Kink and then he was fired from Kink. So like, most of the people involved in the video were really dealing with some hardships during this time. So it ended up being called Roc Bottom. So, I mean, I want to go watch a little bit of the end here. I think this is cool. I'm going to turn the volume up for this. So all the last clips in my section were chosen specifically for the audio nature of these clips. So I'm going to turn the volume up because they sound nice. This is the kind of like thing I would nerd out about with bikes. Love it. Roller coaster pole jam. That's pretty sweet. I just love it. It's so crispy. Yeah, so that's Roc Bottom. So this is the whole DVD. All the sections are on the Dig BMX YouTube channel. It is also linked onto a playlist on the Breaking Free Skate Park channel. So we have Matt Smith, Nate Starr, Peter Knapp three-way section. We have this Adventure Spot section, my section, Friends and John Bechtold section, Phil D'Amatia, Tony Hamlin split section, and then Cork and Nick Spath have the final section. So that's cool. I have a couple DVDs left if you really want to get one. I actually might even have a t-shirt or two left over from when I did that. But that's Roc Bottom. Roc Bottom was interesting. Was certainly an interesting experience. After Roc Bottom, I went right into filming Breaking Free 7. And this one is very conceptual because I was kind of really getting into the artistic side of it. So this goes with this like kind of static VHS thing, and this is all, except for Cork section, this whole video is American hardcore, which is now generally known as punk rock. but in those days it was called hardcore punk. So the intro here is Ian MacKaye from Minor Threat talking about the scene, right? And I think there's a lot of parallels between that and this. The first section is a Cro-Mag song. It's all mixed. It's sweet. I love it. This video isn't particularly long. After this section, these are the singer and one of the other guys in Gorilla Biscuits, which is another sweet New York City hardcore band. They're awesome. I always wanted to ride to this song, and I did. That's a 6th spot in Toronto. Interestingly enough, I have brakes on my bike then. So this is an era pretty much right before Rasp. Right before, is after I left Rasp, but before Breaking Free started. So it was a good time. I was a little more happy in my life at this point. Had a lot more fun riding. There's a middle section here. This is Henry Rollins. So it's kind of like one of those weird things where all my videos tie together. I rode to Black Flag in Roc Bottom, and the singer of that band is Henry Rollins. And in this clip, he's kind of badgering this kid about the riding scene. Oh, do you think about your riding scene before you go to bed tonight? And at this time, I had been dealing with some drama in the riding scene between myself and other people, specifically about the influence I was having on the riding scene. We had a disagreement to where I thought I was doing good things and they thought I was doing bad things. So in this video, this clip where I'm like kind of, Henry Rollins is like badgering this kid about the riding scene. It kind of is playing homage to that whole situation. Then this is Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys. This section, this is the backyard. That's Brett Taco. He's in some of the other parts as well. The last section of the video is Cork. Cork's the freaking man. And there's Jello Biafra again. Oh, good times, man. There's some good clips here. At this point, I had moved up in cameras. At this point, I'm filming with this camera. This is a HPX 170, the big brother of the DVX. And again, this will be linked in the description. You could watch this one. This is a great video. This was uploaded on the, what was the Come Up page. Now it's the OSS page. And this is basically the last video I had made. Because toward the end of this is when Breaking Free Skate Park started. And that's a whole thing. And I don't have to tell you all about that because we vlogged the whole Breaking Free Skate Park project. So you can go to the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, you can go to the very beginning, you can chronologically watch the whole process. Everything is documented. It's all there. This is one of my favorite clips I've ever filmed right there. Cork is such a good rider. And yeah, the history gets into a weird spot now because there was footage I filmed after this, but before Breaking Free opened, but I didn't release that footage until this year. So it's like, what do we do with that? Do I tell you about it now? Do I tell you about it later? Do I need to tell you about it at all? Because you've already seen it. So that would be, well, let's just watch the last couple clips here of Cork. So the old floating pole jam. So good. Actually, I will. Let's talk about the last video. Let's see. Get it up here on the screen. Wow. So this is Breaking Free 8, which I released not long ago, 3 weeks ago. This is filmed mostly on my Nikon. And this one is just going back to that whole putting a lot of attention to detail into the video. The whole idea here of the fire imagery is it's the vibe, it's the energy. It's the fact that the fire still burns. Roc Bottom had those undertones of like sadder, harsher music because it was like people were dealing with some stuff. This one's like, I feel like the music it's heavy yet has this redemptive vibe. It has the fire that still burns, and that's what BMX is. I'll read you the description on here because it's. I mean, I sat down and wrote all of this, so I might as well tell you about it. Yeah. Okay. So this would be a good place to end the whole podcast because I'll basically read you this synopsis of the whole history I wrote when I put out this video. So we'll end it about here. I'm going to re-listen to this. If it's terrible, I'll re-record it. And if it's not, whatever. So Breaking Free BMX originated in 2008. After 15 years and countless road trips, 8 videos were produced under the name. Breaking Free 8 is the final video under such name. The footage was filmed between 2015 and 2017, mostly filmed before Breaking Free Skate Park opened in 2016. Attempting to run an indoor skate park and filming BMX videos proved to be challenging. All my energy was and is required to keep Breaking Free Skate Park alive. This is a battle I still fight till this day. It took me 6 years to finally attend to this footage. Here's a little addition. I edited this 2 years ago and then forgot about it and just never went back and did the final touches to put it out. Crazy. After 15 years of Breaking Free BMX, this will be the final video under such branding. This isn't to say that Breaking Free BMX is dead. It just lives on as a piece of Breaking Free Skate Park and Breaking Free Bikes. This isn't to say that I won't film again. I will continue to film both in front of and behind the lens when the situations arise organically. This is an end cap to the fiery, passionate years that BMX fueled. This is for the clips, the trips, the friends, and the means to the end. This is nothing but love. Riding BMX was an outlet for my struggles, both externally and internally. Bikes are therapeutic. Before I keep reading this, I'm going to point out what's about to happen on the screen. This is a little montage, and it's going to go over all the videos we've talked about in part 1 and part 2 of this series. Back to the text. Creating these projects offered me a distraction from my psychological discontinuity, but they also offered me meaning and purpose. I've dedicated my life to offering a venue that may, among other things, offer the same meaning and purpose to others. This is what Breaking Free was always about. Just that. Breaking free from the things that hold you back and tie you down. Breaking Free was and is about personal expression and doing things your way, regardless of what others think. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of Breaking Free BMX. There are far too many to name. And I finished with saying, all we love, we leave behind, which is the song in this section of the video. Now, I waited to the very end to tell you the final story about the actual inception, the beginning of Breaking Free. My buddy Irk and I were sitting in my truck, the truck that you'll see in the first clip of the first video. And we were talking about how other people film videos for the wrong reasons, right? We're saying, people feel like, I have to film this clip, or you can't have a section unless you do these tricks. And we were like, F that. We were like, let's make a video where each rider can dictate their own values, their own ideas of what they think their section should be. Some people think you can't have a video without filming bangers. Some people, you can have a video just jibbing around. Some people think, you can't put that in a video. You can't put skate park clips in a video. You don't have to be bound by the opinions of others. You don't have to be restricted by what others think of you. And at that moment, sitting in my truck, to bring it around again, a Gorilla Biscuits song comes on, the same band I rode to in Breaking Free 7. And the song came on, and it was called Breaking Free. And I was like, that's it, dude. That's it. It's going to be called Breaking Free. And sure enough, that's what we called it. So, with that, let's go to the last couple clips of this video. Watch some of the last clips I'm ever really going to do. Then I'll put on that song, Breaking Free. And I'll leave you be. That's like probably my favorite clip in that video. That spot's gone now. Sad. R.I.P. This spot is in Syracuse. It's actually across the street from Black Mamba Skate Park, which is a nice little tidbit of information. And there it is. That's boom, 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 over, back, fakie. Let's go. I still got it. You love it. So, thank you for watching. That's been the history of Breaking Free. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, reach out. Fill in any blanks that you may want. Hopefully this wasn't too terrible. I feel like I did a terrible job on this podcast, but it is what it is. So let's listen to Breaking Free and enjoy the good times. We must work together, and I'm working hard. See the good in everyone, I'll see the justice will be done. The lifestyle that you spend, once my friend likes to play. I'm fucking free! Here it comes. I'm fucking free! I'm wretched's dead. I need to fucking gun and find a hole in my head. You look for me, for sympathy. You had your chance, and let me fucking be! Later.